Last video, we had the FLS Astral. This video, on loan, holy shit, on loan from Ted Flips and previously from Cream Soda, because Cream Soda had this before me and Ted sent it to him first. We have the Jesus Devil. So, let's explain this. The Devil is a haystack knife. I have flipped a Raindrop Devil earlier. And then, because Haystack doesn't sell his own fucking knives, you usually either get them through old school Balisong or Major Rallis or JJ Cree, aka Bally Jesus. Bally Jesus, I think, had a custom version made for him, and he based it off of the DMC. No, well, kind of, yeah. Let me just double check this because the Carlo. Okay, the Carlo's much longer, yeah. So this is the Carlo. This is the Virgil Carlo custom, and this is the DMC. And a lot of people agree that the DMC is kind of the epitome of the haystack line. And then Bally Jesus basically had like these arrows that go up and down, which is supposed to represent some form of Christianity. I don't know. It also has a sweet lasering on the blade. This kukri blade, as you can see, well, this kukri is slightly different, I think. Yeah, this kukri is much more intense. And they are DMC. Whoa, sorry, my monitor is. There are DMCs that have kukris, but mine is the Japanese Tanto. Let's give this away, I guess. I will compare more side by side after I weigh them. But first, weight. My DMC clocks in at 4.2 ounces. And the Haystack Jesus Devil is, whoa, 4.52. So definitely a lot heftier. So yeah, basically Haystack made like a custom version for JJ Cree. And then JJ basically, I guess what happens is that Haystack manufactures the parts, ships it to Bally Jesus. He does all the modding and stuff, and then he distributes them himself. It's confusing. I had to ask him personally. But if you want a Jesus Devil, you need to go through Bally Jesus in order to buy them. This is the only one he sells through himself, but it is manufactured by Haystack, so it's kind of a collaboration. Okay, so to compare, this is what my DMC sounds like. Some people consider this like the epitome of Haystack's designs. It's quite nice. Unfortunately, I have some pivot issues because my modder. Let's see. Actually, interesting. Okay. So very similar, but slight differences on the sides. For one, as you can see, the jimping goes all the way across on the Haystack Jesus Devil opposed to the DMC. And you can see that it's also slightly higher up on here. Sorry, I'm trying to organize my fingers. There we go. So there's like one more line of jimping, it seems. On the faces is the biggest obvious differences. You have the arrows opposed to all of this jazz. This kukri, though. Kukris, Haystack kukris are intense. This spine is... Oh, I guess both their spines are kind of square. While my DMC is significantly lighter, it feels very neutral. Haystack. I will say I like the texture of the faces more than this. I just don't like this kind of like deep-ish groove over here. And these are comfortably chamfered enough. Well, there are some corners, like if you like run your finger up from the arrow, like this corner is a little uncomfy, but like you have to be trying to do that. They both fan neutrally, but kukris are really blade heavy in general. There's a lot of blade weight in a kukri. I'm scared. I should, holy shit. Okay, sorry. Thankfully not terribly sharp, but I should still be careful. Yeah, I am definitely... Woo! There! I am definitely accounting for a ton of blade weight when I'm doing twirls. This is really cool, albeit, like... It's a lot. I do believe that there are Jesus Devils with other blade shapes. I do find that the Kukri is just a little intense. And when I did the Raindrop Kukri, or the Raindrop Devil, it was also just honking blade weight and honking ass weight. This is a channel Balisong opposed to a sandwich Balisong, so it seems to be more evenly distributed with the handle weight. Whoa, okay. Sorry. I'm like, this is an incredibly nice Balisong, but you cannot whip with it. You have to kind of let it guide you in a sense. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Honestly, I really like these handles. I do feel like it's like the DMC handles, but nicer. I don't know. I guess it's the faces that make the ring. This is not my Balisong, so... Oh, I think this is also completely different pivot hardware, too. These pivots are flushed on the DMC, whereas on the Jesus Devil, they are not flushed. Press fit Zen pins. But, yeah, I don't know. Like... It also seems that the... I don't know if this is the Jesus Devil specifically or just the Kukri, but the Kukri is so fucking big. It's long. It's crazy. Like, the Japanese Tanto is very sleek. It's got, like, a nice amount of... And, like, you know, it looks really balanced. This Kukri is so long, and it's so heavy. That's the biggest thing to be aware of. Yeah, it's such a shame, because normally Haystack has, like, really incredible tolerances, but my DMC, due to reasons, like, the safe handle pivot's a little borked up. It was basically put back in slightly at an angle, so that's why there's binding. The Jesus Devil is not the, like, finest tune, but it is, like, you know, it's certainly, like, tolerable. Let me just try and see if I can get this a little bit more, just a wee bit more. Since it's not flushed out, I'm not really going to push it. I don't want to strip screws. I love these handles, I gotta say. I really like these handles. I am just terrified of this blade. Oh my god, speaking of that blade, I just, like, nicked my wrist a little bit doing a fucking, holy shit. Yeah. I guess my opinion is that the kukris that Haystack makes are way too much. They're very kukri. They're just very difficult to flip. And there's some kukris. I find that the Bandage Stitch was like a kukri that I could flip very nicely. But just with how fucking long and how fucking heavy this blade is relative to its... Well, relative to its handles, but also just, like, it's so fucking long. Like, it goes right up to the channel here. I'm trying to, like... Yeah. It goes right up to the channel. It's just so much, like, wider. And then let me check the open handle gap, because closed handle gap it obviously has to account for. Open handle gap is oh so slightly wider on the Jesus Devil, like barely. You could honestly chalk that up to, like, use, but it's like it's very negligible, I would argue. Frankly, I actually wish that my DMC had, like, a little bit more tip weight. It is really nice though, and it flips really nicely. This is one of the few knives I bought retail, and then I sent it to Blocks to get it. Toxic anode. Now I'm like out of it. Okay, I can get this to, like, do what I want it to do. And this knife is much sharper. I have to be careful. Actually, is this like, ooh, looks like I got it, like, nicked a little bit. Or someone else. I did lend this out before. It's not like a huge deal, but these knives are, like, fucking deadly sharp. Thankfully, this one is more of a looker than a cutter. But yeah, honestly, I wish I could split the difference. These handles, I love these handles, but between the Japanese Tanto and this Kukri, I'm not sure. I think there is an American Tanto, but they're not very common. The Kukri is just way too much for me. So if there was a different blade shape that was not nearly as fucking wild as the Kukri is and had a little bit more weight than the Japanese Tanto. Ooh, I actually did feel the arrow ends a little bit. Like, that's just one corner that's like, I wish it was sand it down a little bit. It's like not a huge deal, but I did feel it once while doing like a choker fan. But yeah, basically, I don't know. If there was a blade shape that was in between the two, I think this would be perfect. Not to say that this isn't bad. It's certainly just, if you want a kukri, it's gonna act like a kukri, aka a ton of tip weight. This blade is not light. It's not blade heavy. It's not a blade bias knife. It's just that there's so much like weight that comes down. So yeah, oh man, if there was a scimitar that was not as fucking... Scimitars are really cool. I need more scimitars in my life, but I'm worried that it would just be too heavy. But yeah, an American Tanto or a drop point would be, in my opinion, the best combination. Anyways, this has been... oh, I guess I didn't really talk about too much about the mod work. JJ Cree, aka Bally Jesus, does really, really great mod work. This lasering, I don't know if that was his, but he did this jeweling, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, he's really good at mod work. And he's easy to talk to. He's a good guy. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh, I will say that there's a nice choil up here. I would not ring of shame on this, but do know that at least there's at least a lot more leeway on like accidentally biting on yourself. It would be a much smaller bite because of how high this choil is. But yeah, JJ Cree, great redesign on Haystack's already great design. Ooh, this needs a clean. That's not my fault. But yeah, this is the Bally Jesus's Haystack in collaboration with Bally Jesus, fucking Jesus Devil Kukri. It's a mouthful. Thanks to Ted. Thanks to Cream Soda. Check out the rest of my channel. Subscribe. Tell me how pretty I am. That's optional. You can comment how pretty I am. You can comment how pretty this knife is. That's a lot more likely, to be honest. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this Balisong. Let me know your thoughts on Haystack's knife. And maybe one day Haystack will like have someone that will actually fucking manage his social media for him and sell his own knives for him. But with that, happy flipping, everyone. Take care and see you next time.